I feel like the horror quote unquote gimmick that works the best for current times would be what Bray is. Undertaker, on the other hand, the gimmick's origin is what saves it. Because now everybody respects The Undertaker. The Undertaker has worked hard and earned his place, and that's why he has respect. It's not his gimmick, it's just who he is, and the fact that he's done what he needs to do to prove that he is a talent and that he is someone who you are supposed to treat with respect. Oh, is he breaking away? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know where this whole thing is going. I hope it goes in a better way than I predict it will, because the whole thing about Bray Wyatt's character is that um, Wyndham Rotunda delivers the character amazingly perfectly. Oh, here's Brock Lesnar. Goldberg number 30 then? But yeah, let me guess he's gonna clean out the entire arena, which is gonna suck because I'm really not a Brock Lesnar fan. The out of universe stuff that I've heard about Brock Lesnar, other than the fact that he's apparently really good at, helping out with Make-A-Wish stuff and things like that, which I do respect that. But apparently, as a person, he doesn't really care about what the fans think in the general sense, which I think is pretty crappy. I feel like in this kind of business, respecting the fans is an important part of what you're doing. No. Um, There's those McPropeller thingies. Let's go back to the fishing docks. Is there something I can do here? Hey there! You're cute looking. I like you. I like him. Everybody, I like him. So let's see. What other general thoughts on current wrestling can I give? Uh, I Enzo entered in? Really? What? I got the gift of gab and the gift of jab. Enzo's taller than I thought he was. But yeah, I don't really know. Brock Lesnar is kind of like Shawn Michaels to me. Um, he's a talented guy. That's totally legitimate. He's good at what he does, but his personality is what makes it so I can't deal with him. Let me guess. This is Goldberg. They only did one call-up during the Rumble this year. I've already been there. There wasn't anything to do over there. I don't know what I think about that. I feel like they should have called up more NXT talent. I mean, if you're gonna make a developmental and you're going to have a thing where literally anybody can show up, I feel like you should have NXT talent pulled up at that point. Build up the talent that you have. Give them the opportunity. That guy has a hand coming out of his eyeball. Can't go down any further than that. Oh my goodness. Really? They're doing that. I can't believe it. Huh. That makes me happy in a way, but huh. Oh, Baron Corbin, there you go. And Rusev. See, that's the kind of, I would be interested in seeing, like, okay, so that was another thing I was gonna say. Right now, what is good about both Raw and SmackDown is their heel females are awesome. I don't like them, but that's what you're supposed to have. Is you're supposed to not like them. I mean, Alexa Bliss is a jerk. I don't like her, but she's doing her job perfectly. Um, on the other side, though, Charlotte. I hate Charlotte. Like I hate the character Charlotte. I think that she is horrible. I think she's terrible. But that's her job. So good on them. Oh, and number 30 is Undertaker. I wonder if they're gonna give it to Undertaker. Because I don't think Undertaker's ever won the Rumble. And it would be a good thing to add to his list of accomplishments in what a lot of people speculate is the year he's going to retire. But yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, so in that way that's good, but the only problem is they're doing too much of this push the bad guy champion as the bad guy champion for really long periods of time thing. And so like you have like okay, that's what I was gonna say. Sorry, I totally spaced out for a second. Um, on the other side of things, I adore their faces. I think Becky Lynch is amazing. I really, really like Becky Lynch. And I think that Bailey is adorable and fantastic and wonderful, and I want her to win every championship. I really, really like her. I really think she's awesome. And while they gave Becky Lynch the most important push, making her the first champion, I felt like that was imperative because she'd done so much at that point between NXT and her call up so far. And she'd been getting such a bad, you know, bad run, bad shot. Who's the last one? Oh, Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns wins again, I have no faith in the WWE. I really hope they just let him go, because if they have him win here, it's gonna be a stay. It'll be a rerun in a bad way. Okay, so Roman Reigns is the last entrant. The But yeah, so they gave her a big push, and then since then they had her win for a while. And while they're still portraying her as the better fighter between her and Becky, because Becky keeps using cowardly tactics, I don't know. I'm neutral on that feud. I I like I like Becky as champion. I want her to go super far. And I mean, I do. I like Becky as champion. So I hope she wins it again, I guess is part of what I'm saying there. Bailey, on the other hand, they have just not done anything wonderful with Bailey, despite the fact that Bailey is awesome. And Bailey has a personality that people like. I mean, it just doesn't work for me, what they've done. Ooh, broke away. So that's my thoughts on the women's division, which is saying something, because I do feel like they need to do more with the women's division. I understand why they don't have the women fight the men anymore. I understand the controversy of, you know, men hitting women being a pretty big no-no, and I understand that. But when you had people like China, or was it Beth Phoenix? Was that her name? Beth Phoenix and Karma. When you had those kinds of people in, you were rooting for those people. You weren't. I mean, you weren't like, yeah, you know, I hope that she's eliminated. You were like, no, dude, good on her, friggin' awesome, you know. And so I feel like if you have the right. Oh man, are they really gonna do this? Are they really gonna push Roman again? I don't like this. I don't like where this is gonna go. Alright. Why is it that every single one of the major things except SummerSlam this year have totally sucked? The major pay-per-views have been terrible this year. What a waste of money. Hmm. Yeah, I wonder if Kevin Owens is gonna come in and ruin it. That would be awesome. Nope. Oh, I see. I hope that this is the path they go in, what I'm seeing here in my head. I feel like I need to do something more here. I haven't seen anything here yet. Oh, hey! Cool guys. What do you got to do? How about you? Nothing? Hey, what are you? Come back here. Oh, god dang it. Yay, I got it. Oh, they are gonna do it. No. Okay. I will be okay with that. It allows for some storytelling, I guess. But another Orton Cena WrestleMania? Again? Haven't they done that like 3 times already? I don't know what I think of that. I would have much rather seen Bray win. Bray really needs to win. Because as I've said, they haven't given him any chances. I want to see... I feel like that would have been a good one. I feel like if they had had either Taker Cena, because a lot of people have talked about it would be a great retirement match for Taker Cena, or if they had had, uh, or if they had, well, no, that's pretty much the only one you could do from here. Although I do think another Face of Fear battle with Wyatt versus Taker would be an interesting match. Although I really, really, really want to see Bray Wyatt win some sort of major championship. It really makes me mad that he hasn't won a championship yet. He deserves a championship. He's fantastic at delivering his lines. He's fantastic at, I mean, all of it. He's so good at it. Hey, I don't remember seeing this part before. Hey, what's that? Is there still another match? Wow. Royal Rumble ended 20 minutes early? Maybe an hour and 20 minutes early, it feels. No, it would have been 20 minutes. Huh. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, So I guess I will then do my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble was sort of decent. I don't feel like this last year was at all worth a subscription. The major pay-per-views were just not worth it at all. They were weak, every single one of them. Survivor Series wasn't very well written to me. Um, the Royal Rumble was disappointing in many ways, especially the fact that, okay, so one of the big things about the Royal Rumble is that you can have mystery opponents who are callbacks to legends, or you can have call-ups from the NXT. They had exactly one. They had exactly one call-up. They had almost everyone announced in advance. It was a big push to give all these big names their chance to be on TV at the same time and all show their stuff. And it was a long match, which was fine, and a lot of the people stuck around for a long time. But what it mostly meant was that the ring was full of people laying down for very long periods of time. I mean, I don't know. It just most of the big, the only two surprise call-ups at all, or I guess there were three. There was Enzo, there was Mark Henry, and there was uh, is it Tyson Kidd? I think Tyson Kidd was the one. Um, and so that's it. Everything else was already known in advance. You kind of knew who was gonna definitely at one point meet who else, because you were going to obviously have your big feuds, and that is weak. Um, the booking in that way didn't work too well for it. The fact that you knew it would have to be. Wait, no, that is interesting. I guess that is kind of interesting because you have a SmackDown talent going for a Raw title. Uh, hmm. Well, that changes it a little bit. That's interesting, except that because of the fact that SmackDown already has one championship, unless they're going to kind of do some sort of SmackDown taking the mantle from Raw kind of thing, I feel like that guarantees that Kevin Owens is going to keep the championship. Like that there's no suspense or mystery involved in what's going to happen. Because otherwise they're going to have to generate an entire new championship again. Which the biggest thing they need to do is not make all the championships look exactly the same. That's why they're getting so much criticism. There are, like, okay, so I want to talk about the championship titles real quick. I loved the idea of the women's championship looking like the men's championship. I found that to be a completely legitimate thing to say that women and men both have the ability to be taken seriously in this sport. I think that that was a brilliant move. I think it was okay. I think it was okay that they were stylized the same shape and form. I thought that that was fine. I did not, however, feel like it was necessary to have the SmackDown Championships and the Raw Championships look exactly the same. I feel like that, on the other hand, made it seem like, we split the brands just so we could make two of the same thing. And so I feel like either changing the World Heavyweight, which is now the WWE Championship, to look different, or changing the Universal Championship to look different, which I don't have as much complaint with the term Universal Championship as some people do. Some people gripe about that. That doesn't bother me because the fans are called the WWE Universe. It doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it. But I feel like they need to. Oh, you again. I don't like you. I made it! I did it! What did that do for me? Nothing. Okay. That's fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Okay. But yeah, so I feel like one of them should look different. And I feel like the tag team championships should look different. And I give nothing but praise to the look of the Cruiserweight Championship. I think it is a beautiful title, possibly the best looking title on the main roster. I'd say that because I don't know whether the UK Championship counts yet or not. Because the UK Championship hasn't shown up on any of the standard shows. I think the UK Championship, for a UK Championship especially, looks fantastic. I wish that they would bring back some more mid-card titles because I feel like it gives the mid-card talent more things to do. This is my other thoughts. The mid-card needs more things to do. You need to have a couple of mid-card titles, I feel like, for each side. And I don't think that the tag championships count because I feel like that's more related to stables and teams only. Unless you do things like they did with Cesaro and Sheamus, which I feel like was a fairly good coupling, and I feel like it worked really well. I hope that maybe they win the championship again or something. I don't feel like this should just be the end of that pairing. Hmm. Interesting. But yeah, yes, he is. Um, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, I feel like having the European Championship in general reappear would be good. Separate from the UK Championship, I feel like they can both be defended in the UK, but I feel like all of Europe needs a championship, and I feel like because of the amount of interest and their main I can move and their main competition being from Japan with the NJPW, that maybe they should have an Asian championship. I feel like that would work pretty well. You know, there were a lot of titles in the 90s and the 2000s and all of that. And I feel like I couldn't see. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. I feel like you need that again. I feel like you need more championships because you don't need you don't need just one championship to make them feel legitimate. If the people who wrestle for them actually, show the belt respect, unlike Reigns did with the U.S. Championship, where half the time he wasn't wearing it. Um, and if you make the competition actually feel like a tough competition, then I feel like something can be done with that. I don't know if you could bring back a hardcore championship under the TV14 rules, which disappoints me because I feel like the hardcore championship added its own charm and amazing kind of different dynamic. The 24/7 competition of it. The fact that you got to see into the back rooms a lot more often on TV. The fact that you'd have interesting makeshift weapons show up and you'd have high risk stunts and stuff, which I guess is part of the reason that it wouldn't exist anymore is because the high risk stunts have been kind of forced off of TV with most exceptions. The competition where they had the no DQ between Owens and Rollins, where they were up in the stands and doing all that. I thought that was awesome. When they go backstage, I think that's great. I feel like it adds a little bit more character than all of these things have to happen in the ring. And so I feel like that was one of the other perks of something like the Hardcore Championship is you'd have them out in the streets. You'd have them go into different buildings and do stuff, which was I thought that was cool and interesting and added a lot. And so I feel like bringing something like that back would be cool. Maybe just a falls count anywhere type of belt. I don't know what you would call it necessarily, but Or maybe call it the Extreme Rules belt. And instead of having a pay per view,